Hello and welcome to this tutorial for LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. In this video we are going over the lesson Aging Potion. This is a very kind of quick and simple lesson on the whole, although there are some very important things to take note of, but it means this will be a kind of shorter tutorial because it's just hitting those kind of key points more than anything. So to start off with, this is where you spawn after 4-1. I think, yeah, if you hit the 4-1 end trigger, which I showed in a previous tutorial, you'll always end up here. There might be a different spawn if you completed 4-1 normally. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, if you're spawning here, then that's absolutely fine. There are two things you want to do in this room. The first one of them is with player 2, you want to switch to Hermione and also have Hermione on the pet spell. And then with player 1, you want to switch to Wingardium Leviosa and do this jump to get down here. Small bit of nuance with this jump, just a tiny thing that's worth mentioning, is it's better to be closer when jumping than being further away. If I start with Ron further away, sometimes Ron will get sloped and then like fall down. But if you're right near the end when you jump, then it's just generally better. So the reason why we do the P2 switching in the previous room is because P2 is our faster character here to come over this way. So we can go like this. And then from here we want to immediately do a pet warp. So Leviosa on Hermione. And then release the pet as the Leviosa spell is about to go off. We land here with Crookshanks. With Crookshanks, same as you do with Scabbers, you kind of want to hold down for a tiny bit to push that stool out the way. And then you can jump and make your way over into the lesson itself. Now in this lesson, one very important thing to pay attention to is the fact that this lesson is not split screen. So yeah, if I try and like move Hermione far away now, she's just going to get pushed back by the camera. And the game doesn't go into the standard split screen. Very important to note for this level. It means you've almost got to imagine there's like an invisible piece of string connecting player 1 and player 2, and you've got to try and play those movements together. If it ever gets to the point where that piece of string is too long or gets stretched too much, then you'll get what's known as a controller lockup, where basically the game auto drops you out and then drops you back in, but drops you back in with like a ghost controller. And the only way to fix that, if that happens, is to exit to the full menu, not even exit out of the not even exit to Cauldron. You need to then exit again to basically your file select screen, and then you can re-enter and go. Obviously if you do it in a no-cut run and you're playing without saving, then it's an immediate GG's on the run because there's no way of fixing it. You can't drop out or anything either, so you just kind of have this stationary character the entire time, which is very bad. But to avoid that, we have a kind of specific route that we do for this. So the first thing we do is come down here with both characters, and Harry's going to fire a shot here. Then what we do is basically we spawn this, but we're not going to quite pick it up yet, because we want to, with Hermione, just have her kind of on the edge here, so we can use Wingardium Leviosa on this lion head. And then if we've done this right, from this Hermione position here, Harry should just about be able to pick up this stool. And we can do that while the Wingardium Leviosa is going off, while that effect is going off. And once we've done this, Hermione's going to move left and start this book puzzle. Meanwhile, Harry is going to put this stool in place and then jump onto ideally this platform here. And by doing this with Harry as player 1, it means that Ron will follow and we don't have to tie up two characters here. Hermione then solves the book puzzle, which I was definitely paying attention to. Okay, good, I remembered. And then we build this with Hermione. We're going to leave this here. But what normally happens here is the stall timing will go off. Or this is kind of in a scripted event, and this will be happening as Hermione's building, and then Hermione tends to finish her build a little bit quicker. So with Hermione, I end up doing the red and the blue here to finish the purple orb here. Basically what we have in this situation is we need to combine the three colours into, you know, the three pairs. So purple is red and blue, orange is red and yellow, and green is yellow and blue. The important thing is if you duplicate one, so if I now did another red and blue, then I just lose time, because it would still do the same animations and stuff. It wouldn't speed them up at all, but of course I don't get a tick marked in the book, so I don't get the item. Or don't get closer to the item. So, what we do here, once this purple orb has spawned, we shoot it. Typically at the same time, Hermione will be able to come up here and pick up this. What I tend to do with Harry here is jump on the table and be positioned in between the book, facing left. That's because I want to do orange next. So with Harry, I'm going to do the red and then turn and do the yellow. With Hermione, I'm going to come over here and prepare the way for the path here. And what I'm going to do is, while this yellow's being in place, I can actually take Hermione and Crookshanks up to the top here and be fine. The very important thing to note here is, because you're using magic, you're kind of locked in an animation with Harry, but do not move with Harry while Crookshanks is in the pipe, because that will likely lead to the controller lockup, which is very bad. But we can complete that with Crookshanks. And then Hermione's just going to tap left and spam attack, while Harry does the green bit. Hermione's then going to do the chicken drumsticks to get the fish, and these will finish at about the same time. And then we can pick up the banana with Hermione. Just for a little bit of safety, I tend to wait a tiny bit with Hermione. Hermione tends to finish a bit quicker, but once they're both here, put both in the potion, and that's the lesson. So yeah, it's a relatively simple lesson, but there's a lot of potential pitfalls if you kind of don't fully do the 1P2C you need to. But yeah, that is it for this lesson. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.